Good morning. Whoa. Good morning, Unitics.
Good morning.
Welcome and happy Mother's Day. Isn't it a beautiful day? It's going to be hot, but we will take it. So we're so grateful, thankful that you're here. And everyone, I'm saying happy Mother's Day to everyone because every one of you have shown some mother's love to someone or something, maybe a pet or whatever. So happy Mother's Day to each one of you and blessings to all of you. Welcome. Unity is a global, inclusive, spiritual community offering practical tools and uplifting resources to help people of all walks of life apply positive spiritual principles in their daily lives. We ask you to silence your cell phones. Thank you. And just a couple little chuckles. A kid asked his dad, "What's a man?" Dad says, "Well, a man is someone who's responsible and cares for their family." And the kid says, "Wow, I hope someday I can be a man just like Mom." A mother texts her teenage son while he's out with friends. "Hi, what does IDK, LY, and TTYL mean?" He texts back, "I don't know, love you, and talk to you later." The mom replies, "It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll ask your sister. She will know." Okay, and why do mothers have to make 2 visits to the optometrist? Because they also have 2 eyes in the back of their head. And blessings to all of you. Enjoy the service. Thank you.
One announcement this morning. We are excited about this workshop. Now, Amanda has given this workshop 2 or 3 times here. And I'm telling you, every time I attend it, I learn something about myself. What maybe we are starting to realize, and if we're open to like reading things about ourselves and about the mind and about the nervous system, we begin to realize how our system works, especially under stress, and that we're under stress a lot. And so she has all these tips and tools for working with the nervous system to really, like I put here, learn the science of how stress affects your mind and body and how to master it. So it's not just, oh, this is what it's doing, because you've heard that a million times, stress, stress, stress. But how do we work with the nervous system when it's in fight or flight? So there's more information back there, and Amanda will be here telling us more about it over the next couple of weeks.
From the moment you were born, you were loved beyond compare. You were cradled in a mother's arms and trusted to her care. She loved without condition and provided best she could. She sheltered you with comfort and she taught you bad from good. And with or without children of your own, you can honor your mother if you pass her love along. We all have a mother nature, a place within ourselves to nurture loving kindness and nourish someone else. We all have a mother nature, a love that has no end. So share it with a neighbor, brother, sister, stranger, friend. When we look around the world, there are families of all kinds. There are children with two fathers, and there are mothers left behind. But we all have love in common to share with children, pets, and friends. Just use your mother nature so the story never ends. 'Cause with or without children of our own, we can honor our mothers if we pass their love along. We all have love nature, a place within ourselves to nurture loving kindness and nourish someone else. We all have a mother nature, a love that has no end. So share it with a neighbor, brother, sister, stranger, friend. Yes, share it with a neighbor, brother, sister, stranger, friend. Yes, share love with your sister, brother. Share it with your pet or lover. Share love with your father, mother, with your neighbor, a stranger, a friend.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our word for this day is peace. And our affirmation is, I rise up in the name of peace. Let's all say that together.
I rise up in the name of peace.
Some people think of Mother's Day as a Hallmark holiday, a time for brunches, flowers, and frantic last-minute cards. But its roots are deeply spiritual and fiercely activist. The original vision wasn't just about celebrating moms. It was about empowering them. Anna Jarvis, who founded the modern U.S. Mother's Day in 1908, was inspired by her own mother, Anne Reeves Jarvis, a Civil War era peace activist who organized Mother's Day work clubs to improve sanitary conditions and lower infant mortality. And after the war, she hosted Mother's Friendship Days to promote the reconciliation between Union and Confederate soldiers. Mother's Day, in its original intention, was a moral call to action, not just a sentimental gesture. Even earlier, Julia Ward Howe, an abolitionist and author of the Battle Hymn of the Republic, issued a Mother's Day proclamation in 1870, a radical pacifist appeal for women to unite and to demand an end to war. She urged mothers everywhere to rise up in the name of peace. And once again, our affirmation is, I rise up in the name of peace. And so it is.
Hey neighbor, welcome again to this neighborhood. I'd like to show you something. You know what this is? Maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in here. And there's nothing written on it, so we'll just have to play it to see what it is. Do you ever imagine things? Are they scary things? Do you ever imagine things? Things you'd like to have? Did you ever see a cat's eyes in the dark and wonder what they were? Did you ever pretend about things like that? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. Imagine every person that you see is someone different from every other person in the world. Some can do some things, some can do others. Did you ever think of the many things you learned to do? Many things. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. Did you feel like going like that? Let's give the fish some food. Mr. Big Lady, how did you order any Christmas? That's what they call these like Did you feel like going like that? There are so many things to learn about in this world, and so many people who can help us learn. So many people who can help us. Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. It's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow.
Yay! Hi there, Peter. Mr. Rogers was a very mothering person, was he not? Did you ever imagine things you'd like to have? Did you ever grow anything in the garden of your mind? You can grow ideas in the garden of your mind. I woke up yesterday and essentially I heard, tend to the inner garden. And isn't it great that the mind is like that? It is one of the many ways that we can make that connection, or spirit can make that connection with us. It's a sort of a two-way street, which is always open from the spirit side. But we are very, very caught up in this outer world. So anyway, I heard that it's tending to the inner garden. And so it wasn't till later in the day that I thought, oh, right, the garden of your mind. And I remembered this from years ago. This is, some of you have seen it, right? We've played it on a Sunday morning before. It's been a while, but what a beautiful message. What a powerful message. And then done in a way, PBS, I guess, did that. And, you know, it's not as quite as hip hop as today, but pretty good for 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was. So that's the talk title for today, the tending to the inner garden. And in A Course in Miracles this morning, the lesson is it's impossible to see two worlds. So in other words, because our eyes are always focused in this outer world, it makes it very difficult for us to tend to our inner world or the inner garden. Means we have to essentially set our intention, set aside time, begin to practice turning our attention within every moment that we have. So what does your garden look like? Today is the first talk in a series that are based on this book by Ken Daigle, Rev Ken Daigle, of Unity of San Francisco, Unapologetic Manifestation. We're going to be going through the 5 steps of Unapologetic Manifestation. And here are the 5 steps. Focus your mind, shift your consciousness, take concrete steps, share your journey, and be open. Those are a little different, maybe, than what you've heard about how to manifest in the past. How many of you heard of or read or saw the movie The Secret? Yeah. We were, really, really hot on that 20 years ago and watched that a dozen times and then wondered where our stuff was, where's all the good stuff? And what we've come to understand is that it wasn't, that teaching wasn't quite complete, that there's a component which is covered in these 5 steps, and that is the importance of, first of all, focusing your mind, which we're going to talk about today. Focusing your mind, but also emoting. There's power in our emotions. And you can see where there's power in anger, right? But did you know that there's power in desire? And that when we work to increase our vibration, to align with what it is that we desire, that we are giving power to our intention. We are growing flowers in the garden of our mind. So I'd like to start with a quote from Reverend Ken, who has not had a charmed life. Is there anybody here who has?
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. We can all say we've had a charmed life, and we can also say we've had a challenging life. Everything I've been through, he says, absolutely everything has been a gift. That's not to say these experiences were good in themselves. Burying a lover, declaring bankruptcy, and entering rehab were not highlights of my life. They were excruciating. But because I've continued to look at, examine, and seek the lessons, patterns, and blessings in those moments, I've been able to call them good and even find gratitude for them. Let me be clear. I am not grateful that my lover died, but I am grateful that I could witness and facilitate his parents' opportunity to say goodbye to his body, to be with us as we mourned their son's passing, and see how loved he was. I am grateful, even 27 years later, when I think of the friends and family who carried me through that time. I am grateful that his choices enabled me to make different ones, and that my life has had several incredible chapters since. So yes, I see the good because I've worked to find the good that was already there. In the book, he talks about it, something that he calls radical responsibility. And there was a time when we talked a lot in Unity here about taking 100% responsibility. And I even did a workshop where we were talking about that the soul has a plan, and that there's the soul's journey, and that much of what we experience in this lifetime, our soul had planned and intended to do, and made contracts with the people that we came here and that we're doing this sort of dance, as they call it, during this lifetime. Whether you buy into that matters not, because that's not essentially what he's talking about. He's saying tragic things happen that are beyond our control, and we are 100% responsible for how we adapt and respond to those experiences. A couple weeks ago, I got a little ahead of myself, and I mentioned the four V's, the 4 levels of spiritual consciousness. And so we're going to be sort of revisiting them throughout this series on the 5 steps of Unapologetic Manifestation, because you can see where it would be hard to manifest the good in our lives if we're continually in a state of victimhood. If we have something tragic happen to us and we see it as just something happening to us and not something to help us grow and to heal and to help others grow and heal. So focus your mind. Every morning we've been doing a little reading from the teachings of the Buddha. And this morning we read a lengthy section. I'm just going to read the last line of that section. It's from the Tibetan book of the Great Liberation. Doesn't that sound great? Yeah. Again and again, look within thine own mind. Yay! I can tell everybody's excited about that. Some of you may be familiar with a contemporary, I would say a contemporary enlightened spiritual master teacher. He's took on the name Adyashanti. He's now retired from touring and spiritual teaching. But I heard him interviewed recently, and he talked about his story of becoming awakened. That's what they call it more today than enlightened, but I think it's pretty much synonymous. And what he said about his experience was that he learned about enlightened and worked under an enlightened teacher at a very young age, and that he became obsessed with becoming enlightened. Now, have you ever been obsessed about anything?
Oh, no.
I'm so glad I'm not alone. So much for focusing your mind. So that's what did it for him. Think about it. He said That's all he could think about. When he wasn't meditating 2 to 4 hours a day, he was thinking about becoming enlightened. All of his attention and the power of his desire was behind it. And I think he had his first awakening when he was 20 something. Really powerful. The intense, I'm calling it intense attention or intention. Intense intention is powerfully creative and it's science backed. So if you want to look up the research that's been done, it's there. And the truth is that we are manifesting all of the time. So think for a moment, look around at your life, and think about whether you are satisfied with what you are manifesting. No judgment here, no right or wrong. This is an experience. This is an opportunity to contemplate and to consider, what are you currently manifesting? And here's what I found about myself when we started reading this book, is that I'm kind of content. Is there something wrong with that? No, I would imagine that most of us here are content. I mean, we've strived to get to that point where we could kind of sit back, right? So then the question becomes, when does contented turn into settling? Calling it in. Status quo. Which I'm telling you all that this is that, right at the beginning I talked about, getting the message about the garden, tending the garden. And a few weeks ago, I heard status quo. I might have already mentioned this. Came to me. It came to me like from 3 different people. And nobody was saying, oh, Natalie, you're just in the status quo. But that's how I took it. That's how I heard it. It's personal. What comes to me, life is my teacher. So no matter who it comes from or where it comes from, I'm saying, oh, I guess I'll look at that. And very close to status quo is slacking off. And a few weeks ago, Colleen, we had sent her off to her snowbird land last week, but she came up to me after a message and she said, I heard recently that your comfort zone is where you go to die. How about that? So I feel a little bit of a kick in the butt, y'all, with my contentedness. And I've been looking at myself. And one of the things Ken makes very clear is, don't shy away from the work, because it does take some work to get out of the contentedness, the comfort zone, and maybe even the calling it in, slacking off. Not that it's necessarily a physical outer world thing. because anyone to look at me would say there's no way Natalie is slacking off. What I'm talking about is my inner garden and that focusing of my mind. I will go through a day and not turn in, more than those times I have scheduled. I'm not proud of that. Yes, I've been a slacker with the work on my mind. And thank you, God, that this came into my life. It came in at the right time, just when I was hearing status quo everywhere. And I don't want to do the work. I'm fairly contented. But the truth is that I've never, ever been contented. I grew up in a family where my beautiful, perfect mother and my little bit crazy, wonderful dad were always, always pursuing new ideas, new experiences, new spiritual paths and learning and understanding and growth. Thank you, Mother, on Mother's Day, for that amazing gift. So I never feel comfortable calling it in. Can't do that. And so there it is at 62, a drive in me that will not settle for status quo, will not settle for the comfort zone. Now, I say that about myself. And if you've decided that you're good in the comfort zone, that's cool. I want to love you and support you where you want to be, where you have decided you want and need to be. And I also have an invitation for you. That this is an opportunity over the next few weeks, however long the series lasts, I don't know yet, to consider maybe there is something more. And I was sort of resisting this a little. There's meditations, guided meditations that there's information on the back table where you can find his guided meditations. I think there are 9 of 7 or 9 or 7, 8. There's 8. And it's not just sitting and listening to him guide you through a meditation. There's work involved. You have to think about things and envision things and write about them. And I'm just being honest. I did not want to do that. And I'm making myself do it because my mom is doing it. I'm like, man, I gotta do it because mom is doing it. No, but I learned something about myself the other day from one of the meditations, because I was in that place where I was saying, no, I'm cool. I'm good. There's nothing else that I need or want. And I realized that there is. And I won't get into that today. What is the possibility that there's something more for your life? So what I do is just like a 5-minute exercise. That's why people come in and like, oh, we gotta work today, notebooks under the chairs. You don't have to. Again, it's an invitation. I'm inviting you to consider these 3 questions. Actually, even if you could just do the first 2, and then I'll have a quote that I'll share, and then we'll think about the 3rd one. So, and you don't have to write, you can just sit and contemplate this, or you can think about what you're having for lunch. So, what am I already manifesting? What in my past am I proud of having manifested? Just a little time here. What am I already manifesting as I look around at my life? And be honest, maybe there's a lot of good, and maybe there are a few things that you'd like to improve on. We are manifesting all the time. Gonna share a quote with you. Barry gave me this quote the other day. It's from Stuart Wilde. He was a spiritual teacher. He's a prolific author and did a lot of seminars. And he wrote that 75% of all the people surveyed in his seminars didn't know what they wanted. If you do not know what you want, you are putting out into the universal law, I don't know what I want. And the universe reflects that back. If you don't have a clue, we haven't gotten a clue either. So look at that and get focused. Focus your mind. And that's where this question then, what would I like to manifest for my future? Don't be afraid. Writing it down doesn't mean you have to do it. You're just acknowledging what the highest aspect of you wants to do through you, from you, and as you. So if you are not finished or it's not the right time for you, this is work that you can continue anytime. I'd like to suggest a practice during this time if you want to get on board and maybe go a little deeper and sort of check this out. You don't have to get the book, or you can. Information about that is on the back table, and so is the website and how to get the book. So my suggestion is to write an affirmation first thing every day. It doesn't have to be a complicated affirmation, just a statement about your intention for the day. This is how I want to be today. So, for instance, I want to be loving. So, I walk through this day with love in my heart. Maybe you want to make sure that you complete your to-do list for the day. I am affirming and knowing that at the end of the day, my checklist is complete, and I am grateful. Anybody here pretty good at writing affirmations? Yeah. So look around. If you're not good at writing affirmations, look at the people who are raising their hands. Maybe they'll help you out. Yeah, let Dave, of course. Yeah. In the garden of your mind, Mr. Rogers said, it's good to be curious about many things. You can think about things and make believe. All you have to do is think, and they'll grow. With all due respect, Mr. Rogers, the thoughts grow, that's true, when we focus on them. But what we say in New Thought is thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. They produce more thoughts, just like them. So if it's not a thought you want to be planting in your garden, they produce after their kind, and then they become beliefs, and maybe they're not true. So thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. They just produce more thoughts and then beliefs. Thoughts held with focus, intention, emotion will grow not just in our inner garden, but in our outer garden as well. And so it is. So let's do just a few minutes of meditation about our message today. Take a few deep breaths if that's comfortable for you. And we will turn to our inner garden. And I know that some of us have difficulty visualizing, but that's okay. Just do the best that we can. Imagine your garden in your mind. Sort of represents your life. What do you want to water? And what needs to be uprooted? Just breathe into that, relax. And again, there's no judgment, there's no sense of urgency. It's simply an invitation, and it may be a revelation. You might see, oh, I could do without that. Or, oh, I'd like to really see that thing multiply. And then from that highest place within you, the place where you know, you may not think about it much, but you know that you're one with the Most High, that there's power within you that's beyond your imagination that you may have experienced at times. But then there came a time when you didn't tend too much to that inner garden and to your greatness. Well, here's your sign. Here's your time, your invitation. There is something greater than whatever your experience is now, that wants to be created, manifested, wants to live and express through you, as you, from you. So as we go into this week, we just remain open, remembering that whatever is said here or offered here, it's always take what you want and leave the rest. And at the same time, I'm looking for those who would like to join me in creating something new. So thank you, Spirit, Light, Life, Force, Universe, Source, Goodness, Kindness, Life, Love, and Truth. So it is.
When I'm standing in the shadows and I can't see the light. When I'm waiting at the crossroads, I can't tell wrong from right. Think about your story, think about your life. I remember what you told me, and I know I gotta try. That's the thing about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover that we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero. Everybody has a worry and it's standing in our way. But if we're gonna stop dreaming, what is speak as today? We can take a look around us. Anywhere we go, somebody's gonna remind us, and it's someone we know. I'm talking about everyday heroes. Everyday heroes help us discover we all can be somebody's everyday hero. Everyday hero. You are an everyday hero. I hear what you're saying, I know what you mean. Heaven knows it ain't easy, but just listen to me. day every day you are an everyday hero to me. You are an everyday hero to me.
Thank you, Natalie, for a wonderful, wonderful message and a challenge for all of us. And I think we really learn from what you share. All right, it's time to welcome guests, but I don't see any guests. Is there anyone here for the first time? I don't think so. These all look familiar to me.
Welcome back to Lorraine.
Oh, okay. Welcome back. Yes, yes. All right. And now it's time for us to do our love gifts. And we have a new one. Well, just to quickly remind you that the baskets are in front of you, and we welcome any gifts that you would like to share with Unity, because we really benefit from your gifts and we appreciate all that you give. So together, let's say our brand new affirmation. Today, I feel deeply blessed and grateful for the goodness that surrounds me. I effortlessly attract opportunities, joy, and love, aligning my energy with the life I dream of living. I trust that the universe is guiding me as I step closer to my highest potential. I love that. And so it is. Oh, and Fran. So we don't have a song? We don't?
Okay, I guess that's me. I'm not as poppy as Colleen is. I have to walk much more carefully and share with you our pop-up positivity for today. How many of you recognize the name Amy Mullins? Anybody? Well, Amy Mullins was born without fibula bones. That's the ones between your knee and your feet. And she underwent a double below the knee amputation at age 1. And she became a groundbreaking Paralympic athlete, model, and actress, known for using over a dozen different pairs of specialized artistic and athletic prosthetic legs. Okay. Mullins was the first double amputee in the NCAA history to compete in Division I track and field using woven carbon fiber prosthesis modeled after cheetah hind legs. I'd love to have seen that. She worked with designer Alexander McQueen to wear hand-carved ashwood prosthetic boots with intricate vine patterns, which increased her height to over 6 feet. She has also worn prosthetic legs designed with artistic elements like soil and root systems. Through her TED Talk on the opportunity of adversity, she challenged the notion of disability framing her prosthetics as superhuman tools that provide options but beyond the limitations of human biology. Mullins, who also starred in Stranger Things, argues for viewing prosthetics not just as medical devices, but as wearable art and tools for enhancing human potential. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to our images today. That's weird. Okay, Jerry.
You know what, Jerry? We can hear you. I can hear you. I don't know if that's. That's Qigong, everybody.
Qigong. We always start Qigong by getting into the standing Qigong posture. Feet approximately shoulder width apart, somewhat parallel. Knees slightly bent as in locked, then released. Pelvic slightly tilted, spines slightly erect. Arms dangling, shoulders slightly dropped. Head neck aligned with the spine. And just allow this posture to bring you into the present moment. This chi, this life energy that we're going to work with cultivating, only exists in the present moment. So just relax into this posture. Feel the gravity pressing your feet down against the floor. And relax, relax, relax. Then sink the chi. Inhale as your palms float up. Exhale as they float down and your awareness floats down through your body, detecting and releasing any tension. One more time to sink the chi. Allow any old stale chi to sink down into the earth for cleansing. And we'll do a set of exercises designed to balance the heart. This time as your palms float down, allow your knees to bend if that's comfortable. Inhale up to center, out in front of you and around like you're tracing the circumference of a large ball. Inhale up to center, exhale down. This time inhale up to center, the chest high, the diamond shape. Exhale out and down as you sink. Balancing the yin and yang energies in our body. Taking this world in a love embrace. Up to chest high, the diamond shape. Exhale out and down as you sink. We'll do that routine one more time. Preparing ourselves to meet the remainder of this day with a caring and compassionate heart. Up to chest high. Exhale out and don't sink as you exhale out. And do sink the chi. Bring your feet together. Sink the chi one last time. Awareness just floating down through your body, releasing any tension. Bring your palms to the lower dantian. If your thumb is at the base of your navel, your palms will be over the lower dantian, storehouse for this chi energy. And imagine your feet ascending roots down into the earth. Your upper body is lithe, supple, able to sway like a bamboo in the wind. Just relaxing, allowing the body to move however it chooses. Forward and back, side to side, circular movements, undulations, whatever your body wants. And moving back into center, arms open, maybe gazing upward, practicing this wonderful emotion of gratitude, this feeling of thankfulness. Thank you, universe, thank you, source. Thank you, God, for the beautiful, cool mornings and the warm afternoons. Thank you, God, for allowing me to dance in this human form for a while. Thank you, God. And inhale as your palms come together, down in front of your mouth, open your palms, exhale into your open palm. Close your palms and bring that breath down to your heart. And may all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be free from hunger. May all beings be truly happy, especially all the mothers be extra happy. Thank you. Namaste.
Let's come together for our closing song. And be sure to please take a carnation. Everybody, there's enough for everyone to take a carnation today before you go. Happy Mother's Day. Still not working.
We can send it out.
I am here, I am whole, as I am. I am safe, I am loved, as I am. I am grateful and I'm free. I'm as perfect as can be. I am here, I am whole, as I am.
I am
I wonder what happened to her. I wonder what happened to the image. Well, that's just that.